Welcome to another hsextra.com high school football video playoff edition. I'm Joe Serrera, and I'm joined, as we usually are at this stage of the playoffs, by Dudley football head coach Stephen Davis. Coach Davis, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Your Panthers are coming off of a 36-10 win last Friday night over Kings Mountain, the third round of the 3A West playoffs. And you haven't lost since Labor Day weekend. That seems like so long ago now that we're getting into cold weather. How do you keep a team focused through what could be a 16-game schedule? I mean, it's a grind, but I guess if you love football, it isn't.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is a grind. And, just having kids who, buy into the program makes it, I guess, kind of easier for them guys to stay focused. We got great kids on the team. They want to win. They bought into the program early. So that kind of makes it easier to keep them kind of focused.
Mm-hmm. How important is the senior leadership to this particular team, and who are some of the guys who've stepped up in those roles for your Panthers?
You know what? It's very, very senior led. This is a very senior led team.
Mm-hmm.
We can go Jameer Slade. He's been the quarterback now for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
We can go to my son Deuce Davis, Jaheim Pittman, even some of the juniors, Logan Wright. Those guys, make things easier for the coaching staff because they do such a good job, not just in the game, but in practice of preparing themselves for the upcoming week.
Yeah, and it's got to be great when your upperclassmen are setting the example and your younger guys follow. Speaking of those younger guys, you've got a couple of freshman receivers who are starting to make a little bit of an impact for you and doing some things. Kind of reminds me a little bit of when Mekhi Walt was a freshman. He went down to Lee County and lit them up on a kickoff return and made some other plays down there. Do you feel like after this many games that these guys are really maybe not freshmen anymore? They're really almost like sophomores with the amount of experience that they've got?
You know what? We got several receivers. And, for the most part, those guys are cleaning up, after the game is in hand. So that kind of, puts them back in that freshman mode. But they got a ton of ability. I give them credit. Once Mekhi leave, we got several guys that seem to fit right in his shoe print of what he does as far as receiving the ball, returning the ball, and can go over and play the defensive side of the ball. So, the future is bright.
I'm glad you mentioned the defensive side of the ball in the same sense with Mekhi Wall. It seems like he's really stepped up and helped you out on that side of the ball too. Had a huge interception last Friday night at Kings Mountain. The week before against Ledford, he made some plays where he jumped a couple routes and broke up some passes. Does having those freshmen who can contribute give you a little more flexibility to move him over onto the defensive side at times?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And again, not just the freshmen. We got a couple of upperclassmen who have stepped up as well, and where we can use Mekhi as needed. And, again, Mekhi is such a dynamic football player, not just an offensive guy, just a football player in general. He don't miss a beat once we put him back on offense. It's like he never left. But we do have that flexibility to move him on the defensive side. And truth be told, we probably get better at that position.
Against Ledford a couple of weeks ago, your team hit some big pass plays. You hit one or two against Kings Mountain, but against Kings Mountain, it was primarily the rushing game, gashing them for big plays. Are you happy with where your offense is right now? You seem like you've got pretty good balance and can take advantage of what the defense gives you.
Yes, I am. I'm very happy because we are very balanced. Again, 2 weeks ago, we was airing it out. This past week, we was running it on the ground. So teams got to prepare for both. They can't just sit back and focus on the run. They got to look for the pass as well. And along with the skill guys, our offensive line is doing a tremendous job opening up holes, giving Jameer time to throw the ball. So it's definitely a team effort.
You talk about teams preparing for you this week. The team that's preparing for you and you're preparing for is unbeaten Statesville. First time your Panthers have to go on the road in the playoffs this year. You've had a lot of great road wins in the past. What do you see from this Greyhounds team as you prepare for them Friday night?
Well, kind of, remind me of us of what they do on offense. They got some dynamic playmakers on offense. The quarterback, the running back, got a dynamic receiver, and kind of runs what we run. It's a spread offense, but they want to run the football. So,
Mhm.
we kind of looking in a mirror when we look at those guys. But
Mhm.
overall, they got a tremendous team. You got to be pretty good to be undefeated at this time of the year. So we got our work cut out. But, like I said, we're going to practice all week and go up there and see what we can do on Friday night.
What are some of the keys for your team Friday night to beat the Statesville team and get to the regional final?
I think it's going to start in the trenches.
Mhm.
If we can dominate in the trenches, again, to give our guys time enough to throw the ball, open up some holes to run the ball, and defensively stop them guys from running up the middle. I
Mhm.
think we have a chance to win.
Sounds good. It's going to be a great game over in Statesville on Friday night. I'll be there for the News and Record to cover it. We wish you luck in that game, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
Sounds good.